Joining me now is Philip Turle, International Affairs Editor. Philip, what more information do we have concerning the boys' liberation and how it actually happened?
Well, Annette, as we've just been hearing in that report, the situation is still rather unclear. The authorities say 344 boys have been freed, even though there remains a doubt as to how many are still in captivity. Yesterday, in a video released by the captives, they said they were holding 520. Backed up by the hostages who've since been released. Now, was a ransom paid? The governor of Katsina province has denied that any money was handed over, but it appears very unlikely that these boys were freed without some kind of deal being struck. Remember, back in 2017, several $1 million were paid to Boko Haram in exchange for the freeing of 107 of those 276 schoolgirls captured in Chibok in eastern Borno, which is a Boko Haram stronghold. That kidnapping caused a worldwide shock and led to the Free Our Girls campaign, which was backed even by Michelle Obama, the wife of Barack Obama. So we still don't really know who was responsible. Boko Haram has claimed responsibility for this kidnapping, but as we were hearing, other groups may have been involved, principally because where this took place, Katsina is not Borno State. It's 400 kilometers west of there, and that is not a Boko Haram stronghold. So they may have struck a deal with local bandits, as they're being called, for them to take the boys and then hand them over.
Philip, why are children being targeted for kidnappings?
Well, this is all part of the extreme cruelty of this situation, because children are an easy merchandise. They're pretty easy to kidnap, and they're worth quite a lot of money. In the case of the girls from Chibok, for example, they were useful because they can be married by force, they can become sex slaves, they can be primed into becoming kamikaze terrorists. As for the boys that were kidnapped, they're quite useful too, because they could be trained to become future jihadists. And in both cases, they're worth a lot of money because of the psychological stress that a kidnapping like this can cause and the international outcry. So they know that the bounty on the head of these children is high, and therefore they know they can get money for it. And there's another reason too, and that is that Boko Haram wants to spread its influence across northern Nigeria. And this kidnapping is rather strange in a way, because it was not, as I was saying, in the stronghold of Boko Haram, which is Borno State, but in Katsina. And that means it may have been easier to capture these boys because they weren't expecting this kind of kidnapping to take place there. And so therefore the police were not on guard about this school being targeted. It's also going to cause, or caused, international outcry, putting the pressure on the authorities in Nigeria to do something about it. That means they may have paid a ransom to get these boys freed quickly, or at least a large number of them. But also it could have a negative effect. This international outcry would also boost the standing of the leader of Boko Haram, Abu Bakr Shekau, who is now appearing in his own right as the leader of jihadism against the West. And as Boko Haram asserts its control over areas of northern Nigeria and over the borders in neighboring countries, many are saying this is now a worrying sign that these jihadist groups are using West Africa as the new seat of the jihadist movement in the world.
Philip Turle, thank you for that.